So I went out on a hunt, trying to find us cheer parents the inside scoop on this whole varsity thing. I'm a newbie and I need all the help I can get. So I started to think, who would be the best authority? None other than a varsity cheer coach. So I'm very lucky today to have Alecia Hilson here with me, who happens to be a varsity coach. But we're going to take it one further. She's not just a coach. She's a cheer parent. Michaela, her daughter, is on the varsity cheer team. And also, let's take it a little further. She's a teacher. She interacts daily with these students, these middle school, JV, and varsity athletes, and she understands everything that they're going through. So I thought it would be wonderful to just pick her brain a little bit and see what she thinks is important when it comes to these athletes. So Alecia, start from the top. What do you think is most important for us parents to know?
Well, when we're talking about athletes that want to be involved in both varsity cheerleading and in competition cheerleading at an all-star gym, it really takes a lot of motivation on their part and a lot of commitment. So probably you would need to ask them if they're really wanting to give the time and the hard work that it's going to require to be on both teams. Because once they think they do, and sometimes if they're not really committed when they get started, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, and then they want to quit. And coming from a coach's perspective, I know how badly that hurts a team when they decide to quit in the middle. So I would just make sure they're ready to take on that commitment and have the motivation.
That makes sense. Motivation is the key, because if they decide that it's not for them, it would be not fair to the team if they quit mid-season. So, okay, so our kids are motivated. We understand that this is what they want to do. What's our next step?
Well, another part of that motivation is, too, that they have to realize that we're not just doing competitive cheerleading at the high school. There comes pep rallies that we have to plan, signs, locker decorations, football games every Friday night in the heat, in the cold. So they need to keep that in mind too, because a lot of those all-star gym cheerleaders, when they come to me, they have never done that before.
So it's just not all pretty time on the field. There's lots of hard work involved with it as well.
Sure.
Okay, so now we're motivated. They understand they have hard work in front of them. What do we do next?
Communicate. We're going to take some clear communication. Some of my best cheerleaders are cheerleaders that are also members of the All-Star Gym, but it requires us working together and getting the schedules all worked out. We have to make sure that up front we talk about when practices are at high school, when they are at the gym, what are our competition dates, do they overlap, now how to best work all that out. So you need to be up front from the beginning, lay those dates out, take a look at them, make sure it's going to work, because you can't be in two places at one time.
Makes sense. And I know our gym does excuse school athletes for their participation in anything that's related to the school. And that's important, because I know our gym only allows so many excused absences before they ask you to leave the team. So I know that's important. So, okay. What's our next step? Give us another tip.
When we've decided that we're going to take this on and we're going to do both of them, you really need to get a support network in place. You're going to need your family, your friends to help you out, because that's a lot of events, a lot of practices, a lot of dates. Also, carpools would be something to think about. If there's people that you can ride with, we need to get those ironed out. Very
good. I know that's important, because I understand I have two school and all-star athletes, and it is taking a village. That's so right. That is definitely a true statement. Okay, now your next tip.
Okay, I guess I would say proper nutrition. I know what hurts our practices more than anything else is people being sick a lot, having to be out, because we really need them to be there. So if you're going to be an athlete and be on two different teams, that's a lot on you. You need to make sure you're eating right, getting the rest that you need, treat yourself like an athlete.
Definitely. So us as parents need to make sure that our children get enough sleep, right, and that we provide them a healthy breakfast and healthy snacks, and make sure that they are eating throughout the day. So that's very important. Okay, I think we've got a lot going on here, a lot to think about. But so here we go. Let's finish it up. Your last tip. What's important? What's important to us?
I have several. But But one would be as a teacher too, to make sure you're communicating with the teachers. Make sure that they ask maybe for their homework a week in advance, because there's some nights when they have both practices that there's just not a lot of time. So they need to be preparing ahead of time, that maybe have to study for a test on Monday night that's on Thursday to make it fit in the schedule. So if they get their test dates, their project dates, that'll help them out a lot.
Well, I know that is a great tip, and that comes from her teacher portion, which is wonderful. I know that we have had to make some changes in our study time with Rebecca and Maddie, so we understand that that's important. So, okay, y'all got it? She gave us so much to think about. Thanks, Alecia, for being with us today. And I hope that helps all these athletes out here and their parents have a successful cheer season.